The annual conference we do that's coming up on June 15th. This year, we're going to be on USC's campus again. It's called Focused and Fit, FIT, which stands for Financially and Technologically Informed for a Different World. So we have a 4-track day, conference day, with workshops in financial literacy, in technology, in health and wellness, and motivation, activation, skill set management. We don't want you to just be motivated. We want you to know how to put these pieces together so you have a successful outcome. And that conference is geared toward older students. It's high school seniors and their parents. So we have workshops for the parents to send that whole family home informed, and college freshmen and sophomores. So it's that 4-year demographic of preparing to go into higher ed education. And now that I've arrived, now what? So we give them skill sets, how to financially get to and through higher education, how to be entrepreneurs.
It's SyFy Sistas coming to you from Trek, Long Island. And after one day after the airing of our beloved Discovery, Star Trek Discovery. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Tamia. I'm joined by my sister, Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Hello.
Sabrina Wood.
Woo-woo.
Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening, Fran, as always, is that we are here together. This is a fitting way to end our tributes. No, it's a fitting way, we figured, to talk about Discovery, since Discovery is the reason why we exist.
Yes.
You know, how we all came together. And we're so sorry and so sad to see it go. So we wanted to talk a little bit about our show. So, last episode.
The last episode.
And I'm going to say this right now. If you have not watched season 5 of Discovery and have not seen it in its entirety, pause, go watch it, come back, listen. Because from here on out, it's spoiler land. Yes. Okay? Yeah. All right. Fair warning. Last show. Last episode.
Yep.
Okay, y'all.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. There was a lot of stuff going on, but I'm happy that it was a really happy ending. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, even though some of that stuff in there, I didn't even know what was going on, but that's how I felt about it.
I liked it. I thought they wrapped things up pretty nicely. The whole episode, on my TV it was 88 minutes long. So there you go.
Just on your TV?
Well, some people are saying it was 86 minutes long, but it showed 88 minutes long.
Okay.
Mine showed 1 hour and 24. But...
Okay.
Same thing.
What's wrong with your sister? Oh my God.
Woo.
Okay, anyway, Yvette.
So I like the fact that it was a happy ending. I love the reveal of Daniels. I choked on my beverage. I'm trying to be nice. It was good, but it wasn't everything I wanted to be. It just seemed rushed. It seemed like we were rushing to that end. I think, doesn't Discovery usually have more than 10 episodes?
No.
Not the last.
First season, it was like 14.
The first 2 seasons
was 14 or 13 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and then the last 3 seasons, it was 10.
10.
It was
Yeah.
10. Okay, so they needed to go back to 13.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I felt like that.
Because
yeah.
I think it was I actually love this season. I was really into it. And I just I just thought there should be more,
Mhm.
and see, I watch 1 and 2 episodes, season 1 and 2 on a loop. I watch it all the time, so that's why I kind of thought there was going to be more. I mean, I don't remember a lot of it. I mean, the Breen was great and everything, but the fact that we got a happy ending,
Yeah,
that's everything. Because we haven't had a happy ending ever. I mean, really, have we? Picard was, I mean, was that a happy ending? There was a lot of vagueness on what happened to our heroes. We knew Jack went off to Starfleet, but I mean, Jack is not really, he's new.
right. He's not, he's not
All
one of
good
us.
things. I mean, really, it was basically, let's go to the movies, let's get ready for the movies.
Right.
What we left behind, I mean, was that really a happy ending? Where's our captain?
Our
We still don't know where
Right,
he is, right?
right.
Enterprise was a freaking mess.
Right.
And then poor TOS, well, they didn't know they were gonna be canceled. They just
Right.
went off,
Right.
Get Voyager.
Well,
Well, they made it home at least.
yeah,
Well,
but
it should have been more.
Yeah,
than
like,
just
I think
fireworks
we,
and
we
making
were
it
saying
home.
that, we were
Right.
saying that, Voyager, we got fireworks. We know the plane. We know Voyager can land, right? They made a
Right.
point of telling us Voyager can land.
But they wouldn't land it in
Why did it
the,
land in San Francisco?
when they got home. Yeah, when they got home.
And they came off of it and that's what we were all waiting for,
Right.
for them to go home.
Right.
Their
We know
families
these
and
people,
friends.
7 years, we know everything about them. Why couldn't we see them go home? And I just don't see a happy ending in any of them except for Discovery.
Yeah.
Discovery gave us a great happy ending, and they gave us more canon
Right.
Right.
to look
Mhm.
forward to.
And to look forward to, exactly. A lot. Well, I was really happy with that part. I mean, that had a few issues this season. I enjoy, I've heard a lot of people say like, well, I didn't enjoy the puzzle thing. Like, I thought that was boring. And I'm like, personally, as a puzzle person,
Yeah,
like,
I
I
enjoyed the puzzle, yeah.
I love the
love it,
puzzle,
yeah. I
like,
really enjoyed
I
it.
had a good time with that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't mind that part too much. And I love the fact that it wasn't like the whole world is gonna end,
No.
if we don't, I mean, well, it kind of was, but it wasn't like the burn
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
whatever, like
Yeah.
it wasn't that on that
Mhm.
level, I mean, but I loved the fact that we got to see the Breen
Oh.
and learn more about the Breen. Like,
Mhm.
thank you, Discovery, for showing us, this race, giving us more about this race and like a peek under that hood.
Right.
Although like part of me was like,
Yeah,
if they hadn't have taken the hood off, they still had more mystique.
right.
You
I
know?
was gonna ask, how did you feel about that reveal?
Kind
I
of like the
mean,
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I don't, I liked what I got initially under the hood.
Yes.
With the translucency and
Yeah, that I
the
enjoyed,
different
yeah.
state, and I was like, oh, are we gonna, like, is this the Breen all the time? That's
Mhm.
dope.
Yeah.
But then we didn't get that.
Right.
We
Right.
got, I mean, and no shade to the character or anything, like, I liked the character.
Mhm.
But I just thought it had more mystery, like that first translucent green
Yes.
look,
Yeah.
that was cool. Like,
I love that.
I was down with that.
Mhm.
But, other than that, I'm like, oh, we could have put that back on.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it because it made sense. Because when we always see them, it's that translucent green in the little visor.
Right.
And I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, I'm good with this. But then when Locke became this green
Solid face.
solid face, I was like,
Yeah. It got a little boring, right?
yeah, well, you know what it did? Well, we were talking about it at the panel today. They Borgified them. You know how
You mean
Voyager.
Voyager Borgified?
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
they
they took all they put the fangs out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I felt like,
Yeah.
because like Elias Tufexis did an amazing
Oh,
job
yeah, definitely.
acting through that makeup, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like, so that he made that role compelling,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
but I felt like It just would have kept a lot more mystery
Mhm.
and suspense with the Breen themselves, if
Yeah.
we had had that sort of vagueness about
Yeah,
that a
I
little bit.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think because the
And-
Breen was always scary.
Right, the Breen,
Mhm.
and the fact that there was a human girl running around kicking Breen's asses.
God, yeah.
She's not
Don't even
augmented.
start.
She's not like part alien. She's
Nope.
just one random human chick
One
who's
hand,
smaller
yeah,
than me.
right?
Like,
A human,
I mean,
random human
and I'm,
chick, that's it.
right, like a random human chick,
Yeah.
like, and I, I have decent enough skills, like, and I was,
Yeah.
and at times in my life, I have been strong and could fight,
Mhm.
right? Like, but I'm saying I wouldn't think I could take down a Borg. Like, I wasn't trained by Bruce Lee, a Borg or a Breen,
Right,
right? Like,
right.
I wasn't trained by Bruce Lee, so like, I mean, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
get that. I get
like
that.
that was really unbelievable. I kept waiting for another piece of the puzzle to be explained about her background that would make her this powerful.
Right.
You know,
She
I
was
did not
kicking
understand.
butt and taking
right.
names.
And I understand like the desire to show a strong woman
Mhm.
in all these roles, right? I
Mhm.
get that, but I felt like it made no sense that this little petite thing
Mhm.
was kicking all sorts of ass. Like kicking Michael's ass. Like, first of all,
Like,
when it was so tall, no.
Well,
No.
so the thing was, she couldn't be kicking everybody's ass and then she had to be able to fight Michael on Michael's terms. Because we know Michael can fight, and Michael's tiny too, but she can
But
fight
Michael
also.
can throw down,
She
though.
can, so she had to be comparable to Michael. She's gonna be kicking Breen's
Breen
ass.
ass.
Yeah. I
You
just said,
know.
I just
I
said
was
like,
cool with it
I don't know.
because I like the
didn't buy it.
fact that he was the prince
Mhm.
and
He was
she
like-
was the
I like that.
bad girl
Yeah,
going to save the prince from the tower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
love that. I think that was a great play on, the old tropes.
Reverse.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah.
I wasn't but that couple did not grab me. Them as a couple, it just
Really?
they didn't. No, they really didn't. I mean,
Mm.
I don't know. They didn't really grab me.
Sabrina's got words over here.
Go
I
ahead,
see it. I
Well,
see it.
two things I had a problem with that storyline. Number one, I got that she turned black so fast. Like he fell in love with her. She seemed to have been on with them for a while. How she turned the second, like the first officer of the Breen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. I'm like, no, see, these are Breen. They
Right,
don't just
right.
turn
But
because
that's what
I
I said.
like
They
this.
got Voyagerized.
Right.
Voyager, because that's what Voyager did to the Borg. They like you said, they defanged them.
Mhm.
And we know the Breen, the Breen attacked Earth.
Yeah.
They destroyed the
Sam,
Defiant.
Right.
Upside down.
Right.
I'm like, they're
They
not
came
just
into
gonna
the war and it was over for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, right,
Cisco
right.
had to go get the Romulans.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so this was not the Breen I was expecting.
No.
I was, so
Yeah, they're
the
just gonna
Breen
like.
was great, and I was like, yeah. When I found out who they were, I was like, oh my god! And shout out to DS9 once again.
That's right.
It's always DS9.
Plot lines coming back from
Man,
DS9
yeah.
and,
But that whole,
but at least I feel like this way, like DS9 was getting some love.
Oh yeah,
Like I don't feel like we got the shade that we got in Picard.
Oh, it was total shit.
No.
Yeah. But that's enough. We really need to do that podcast.
Mm.
But I was down for the Breen. And like someone else said, I think one of you guys said it, or we heard it somewhere, like it made sense that the Breen aligned with the
Mhm. Go ahead.
that-
Aligned with
the Minion, because they were all that kind of people. Like they were not solids, but they could turn into solid. They almost had like a sort of affinity to each other. It made sense to me that the Breens lined up with them.
Okay.
Mhm.
They were the same
Okay.
kind of people.
Yeah,
The
okay,
founders,
yeah,
you
I
mean
like
the
that,
founders?
yeah.
Yeah, the
Founders,
founders,
okay.
founders.
Mhm.
So that made sense. So I like that they brought them back and all that. So kudos to bringing the Breen back, but Maul taking them down. Oh man, I ain't believing that mess.
I was not believing,
Back.
I'm sorry, I was not believing Maul. Like, yes, we need somebody like comparable to Michael who can
Mhm.
fight Michael, but I did not believe, like, I didn't see Michael up there kicking Breen ass all
No.
over the place, right? Like, I don't
Well, she's
believe.
the captain.
Well, I don't believe that either of them could have kicked that
Yeah.
much Breen ass, like by themselves.
Mhm.
But that fight between Michael and Maul, was just too long. It just went on too long for me.
Yeah.
The fight, oh, it just went on too long. The one that they had in the poppy
Oh,
field,
yeah.
that one that reminded me of the Wizard of Oz.
I was like, follow the yellow brick road. The minute it opened, I was like, what are we doing?
And I wasn't mad about it. I liked it. It was
I
beautiful.
was
Oh
like,
my
I'm
God.
okay with it.
I was okay.
The fight went on too long for me.
Okay.
It did too. And then when she, when she caught her by surprise and knocked her out,
Mhm,
I mean, just bam, Michael just went, well, bam. I was
mhm.
like, what in the world? What is this? So that just went on too long for me.
She got that,
Yeah.
what's that stuff that, Nurse Chapel and, Dr. Mbenga.
Oh, yeah.
She must got
She got
some of that
she
stuff.
got some of that
She got
Jamba
some of that
juice.
juice.
She got some of that Jamba juice. Yeah.
That's what she got. Some of that
You know what was like one of my favorite scenes though? It was when she fell off of the walkway down into the hurricane.
Mm.
And Brina coming at her, and she's like, what now? But that was really cool when she was just like, okay, Sue, tell me when the next breeze is coming. I'm gonna just run up. I said, I don't believe it. But okay, here's a question. This is like nitpick.
Okay.
What was this all about? When she went into the things, Michael and Book were in the Breen outfits.
Mhm.
When she came out, she was wearing the Starfleet EV suit. What happened? When she got sucked in,
Yeah,
she was in the Breen outfit.
she was.
When she came out on the other side, when she was in, Oz, she
Maybe she had it on.
she had
She
one
had it on underneath.
Underneath.
She had it
underneath the first
under-
two? Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
they
she had it.
stripped it away.
Because they put it on. She had it on originally, and she.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So she just lost the Breen
Well,
suit.
she probably just took it off.
And she needed the stuff.
Yeah, she needed her stuff because she needed her phaser.
I feel like I'm in a tennis match. I'm like,
You wanted to sit there.
Yeah, I was.
I know,
was
I
like,
did.
all right, that makes sense. I was confused as to how she was in the other. And second thing about that, why didn't they give Book one when he got in the shuttle? And he was gonna face radiation and everything else. They didn't let my boy go out there with a leather jacket.
He's not Starfleet.
They could have found something.
He's not
Things,
Starfleet.
They could have given him a mask.
And so
They
can
could've
we
given him a
talk
shot
about
to
Book?
go.
Can we come to, I want to talk about them.
Okay.
So I love David Ajala.
Mhm.
I love him dearly.
I love it.
I cannot stand Book. I swear to God, I can't stand Book. He is always on the bridge. He is always, I'm like, he's always whining about
love-
something. And I'm like, shut up. I just want him to stop. Yes, he is whining about something. In the fourth season, he whined that whole time. I don't like the fact that in the end of the fourth season, when they went to the new people, the new
10
species, he was the one to speak to them. And it wasn't Michael. It was she is the captain, it's her show. I didn't like that at all. That turned me off.
I think they did it
I
because they destroyed his whole world.
I get that.
I think
I
that's
get
why
that,
they
but
did.
it's not his show.
I know, but that was the angle I think they were going for because he lost everything.
I see it, but I mean, my thing is, like I said, I love David Ajala, but Book, he drives me crazy half the time because he's always talking about that cat. Then it's just
ooh, oh, the shade.
yeah.
Oh, come on.
it's-
Okay,
it's a lot.
sis, go sit in the corner because you need a timeout.
She's a queen.
She's a queen.
I don't like
She is a queen.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but
She
no,
was
the
a queen
prejudice
up.
was not clear.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
could not. She doesn't like cats. She's prejudiced against cats. So everybody
I'm extremely allergic to them.
She
I
was
don't like them.
prejudiced. Don't even listen to that.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about you're allergic. You're just prejudiced. But I tell you my positive about it. My positive about this, like I loved all the scenes with Book and
Colbert.
yes, and
Oh.
Clover. I mean, like the fact
Yeah.
that we had these heavy,
Hidden.
important scenes
Mhm.
between these two men of color.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
leading the thing, and they were sensitive
Mhm.
and not trite,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
And talking
agree.
about real stuff together
Yep.
and asking real questions, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
and being like truly supportive of one
That I
another.
loved. I
You know,
love that.
I
part,
mean,
the supportive.
Oh my God, that
Supportive
was
Black men. I love that.
that was
I
just
love
one of the first times coming in my eyes, like like I
And
was
I
really,
love that they kept it going.
yes.
Because they started it last season.
They
right?
did.
And they just kept it going.
When it got
Yeah,
deeper,
yeah.
and it's like I could see if the show had been able to go on
Mhm.
for a good 7 seasons, like
Yeah.
it should have gotten,
Mhm.
you know, that particular relationship,
Mhm.
you know, deepening like like a lot,
Yeah, I get that,
like
yeah.
a Miles and Bashir, you
Yeah.
know, almost,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like a really good friendship.
Mhm.
I'm a doctor, not a chemist.
Right.
That was good. I was
Doctor, not
really
a
happy
physicist.
for that. I love that. But I love that Cobra because I love the doctors in Star Trek. And I love that Cobra is the doctor now. I mean, I really was sad not to see
Raven.
that Raven,
Mhm.
Dr. Paulo.
Mhm.
I mean, because I love her.
Yes.
But I do love that he was the main doctor. And he was the doctor like all the other doctors. He was doing things with the captain. I don't know I think it was last season when they called him, he came on the bridge, and he was like,
Who wants what?
what? Who wants what? He just came up there like every other doctor in Star Trek,
Yeah.
arrogant,
Yeah.
in a good way.
Why don't I
You
come
know?
up here?
Right? Why am I up here?
Come
I got sick bay to take care of. I love that he came into his own as the actual doctor of discovery.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that part. Are we gonna talk about the one thing that we're very sad about, or
Yeah, why not?
What?
the bridge crew?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
super sorry.
Our original bridge crew.
Yeah, that's been I think for a lot of fans, like wondering where our people were they gonna come back? Our original bridge crew that we've come to know and love
Right?
Yeah.
this entire, all these previous 4 years up until this point, and then we got no disrespect to the new bridge crew,
Right.
who
right.
did phenomenal jobs
Yeah, they
and
did.
were like, compelling characters that I would also want to know,
Yeah.
but I hadn't spent 4 years getting to know them,
Yes.
and I felt like it was such a brush off to be like, oh, we're going off to do such and such. Okay, see you
They want
later.
to take the
Yeah, we're
Enterprise
on a
back.
different shift, right? Okay, so I was
If you're
waiting.
gonna go, Enterprise is the way to
Yeah,
go.
that was the way to go, right?
The Enterprise back to
And the Mirror Enterprise, right?
Right.
the Mirror Enterprise.
Yeah, the ISS.
Ovo and
Definitely.
Detmer, thank you.
Yeah,
So
so I
what
mean,
about the brother that was a communication officer?
yeah, was he with them too? Wasn't he?
They didn't say
No,
anything
he
about
only came in
him.
for the last little goodbye, but he was gone even the previous
Yeah,
week.
Right,
Yeah,
he
he
was
left
here
in
already
third
gone.
season.
He was already gone.
He left in the third
He
season.
actually he was making movies up in Canada.
Right, 'cause he was
He
working.
had some-
Well, the same. So what happened? So what we found out from Michelle Paradise is, the actors that played Detmer and Owo had another project,
Mhm.
and so that's But unfortunately, they didn't know that this was going to be
Right.
the last season. So I'm sure if they knew that, then they wouldn't have been
Right,
gone.
yeah.
Like,
But-
so there had been a plan,
Yeah.
right? Michelle said that there had been a plan that they were coming back
Right.
on season
yeah.
6.
Season 6 was already thought out.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was written, but it was definitely thought out, and it was
Mhm.
supposed to be Calypso.
Yeah.
So
So we were finally and you could see the seeds of that
yeah.
in this season, like when Michael jumped and saw, when they were going through time,
Yeah.
and she went and
Yeah.
and Zora was,
Mhm.
she's like, you guys have been gone for a really long time. I've been
Yeah.
waiting,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, Calypso, we're gonna get Calypso stuff, and then that was it. And I was like, oh, man, this is what I can't stand about only 10 episodes.
Right.
I hate 10 episodes.
That was a
I
rough
hate
part
it.
to me.
They gotta
The
go.
way they connected Calypso, that was so rough. It was like 3 sentences or something like that. Remember when she went back? They connected it.
But she's talking about there was an episode in the middle of the
Yeah, I
season.
know.
Oh,
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the part where she mentioned Calypso. I mean, when she mentioned Kraft.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That was rough. She connected it, but it was like
Well, everything
like-
was rushed.
Yeah.
It was all rushed.
But at least
'Cause
they did connect.
Which
Yeah,
is why I didn't think they needed that fix the fence with the deer scene. They could have cut that out and given me some more minutes with
right.
something
Well,
else.
yeah, I mean, but you
What's
know,
that?
I mean, so it seemed like the episode was over and it could have ended, right? As an
Yeah.
episode. However, that coda
Mhm.
was sort of like a healing that I didn't know that I needed.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
because what I saw was a successful, loving
Mhm.
Black couple
Mhm.
that actually made it all the way through.
All the way through.
Let's see, nobody died. They
Right.
didn't die,
Mhm.
and they stayed together.
Mhm. And had a
And
successful child.
had a successful child. So they had successful careers. They were
Young ass
still
captain.
they were still working and
Mhm.
being supportive of one another
Yeah.
with a great home life and had a really wonderful son.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, so that I felt like really needed to be shown.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I, like,
definitely.
so like, I mean, yeah, like could have skipped the deer fence, like the repairing of the deer fence, like, because I was like, God damn it, we're on another ranch with another captain. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
what is
They
that?
love that
Oh,
ranch.
And like,
boy.
what, you got, I'm like,
Every
I'm a
single
captain
one.
and I gotta have a damn ranch.
Yeah, I think was
You know?
Jean-Luc was the only one not on a ranch, but he had a vineyard.
But he had
So-
a beard, you know, like,
Yeah.
so, you know, but I mean, I was, you know, I mean, so yeah, we could have cut like, it could have trimmed a minute,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
you know, but I felt like the rest of that was so necessary, especially for
that was
us,
perfect.
us as Black people,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
definitely, like I said, we needed a happy ending.
Yeah,
You know, we were, I mean, I don't understand why Star Trek writers think that happy endings are not good drama. You know, not good TV, because they're really good TV. Especially because they give these characters so much trauma.
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
why not give somebody a happy ending, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Well,
I'm glad. I'm really glad
Yeah.
that we had that, because
Yeah.
I love that.
yeah, and I thought that the makeup that they did on them at the end
Oh, yeah.
was just
It was
superb.
so
That
good.
aging makeup was so
Yeah,
good. They looked
because they
so
yeah, they look
natural.
naturally aged.
Yes.
Naturally aged Black people.
Yes.
You know, not
No wrinkles.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
that ain't coming for a while. They
No.
weren't 100 or 99.
Right,
You know,
right, exactly.
So I mean, yeah, because sometimes they make Black people look so old and they're like 50. And
Right, I'm like, that's not us. We don't look like that. Like, that's not how we do.
Tell you young to some everybody.
It was 100 years old.
That was so
Right.
good.
And the youngsters are going, who?
Jane, you can find Jane Pittman and look at
Look it up.
how she look.
Look it up. Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Well, what I liked about that part of it was that they did bring a little bit of Book's planet there, because he had the tree root,
Mhm.
and then also his son was named Leto.
Leto.
And I loved that
Yeah,
part.
like I said, it was a happy ending
Yeah.
in every way. In every way. And she was an admiral.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And her son came in there
And
fully
he was
Fully
fully
fit.
fit.
Fully fit. Fully
Fully
fit.
fit. Leo was fully fit, baby. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Okay, y'all, let's talk about Saru.
Okay, let's talk about
Talk
some.
about Saru.
Saru.
And his Sarusm.
And
What do we call it?
The
Saru.
Saruness.
Saruness.
The Saruness of it all.
He told that green woman who he was, where he was from, and they kick ass. He did. I'm paraphrasing,
Mhm.
maybe. He said, "You think I'm joking?
Yeah, that was a good.
Look in my eyes.
Yep.
Mhm.
We are predators, and y'all are the prey. You think I'm joking? I'm not."
Yeah, that was.
As I said, you know, Saru went Herodian on him. He said,
love that.
time for the game.
Right.
Oh, okay,
Oh, that's
Saru.
good.
That's right.
That's
right.
good.
I love Saru's arc this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that he was action Saru. I know a lot of
Yes.
people were a little upset that he wasn't in it as much, but I think he was in it enough.
Yeah.
Because,
Mhm.
I felt
because
like
he
it
took,
was an appropriate
Right,
amount, and
because he
especially for
took
the
on-
role.
right, and he took on another job, another
Mhm.
position.
Mhm.
As an ambassador. I
Right.
mean, I love that part.
Right.
I think he's perfect as an ambassador.
Yeah.
Because where does he
That
go
made
from
so-
there? He's
that makes
already
so
a
much
captain.
sense.
Right, and he's not gonna
Yeah.
be captain of the Discovery, so
Right.
he should have been promoted.
Mhm.
And I think the fact that he had a happy ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
and I love that he got married and it was splendorous.
Yeah, we got to
You
see
know,
the wedding.
the wedding.
Well, we got
There
to
was no
see the after
bells,
part
right,
of the
no
wedding.
balloons and everything. It was like,
It was-
thank you.
yeah, it
Both-
was-
Yeah, we got to see
Weddings.
we got to see the end part of the wedding, so we
Yeah.
probably missed the bells and the
Bells,
drums and
okay.
all the typical Star Trek
Yeah.
trappings of,
But it
of
was
ceremony.
It was still, and even though we saw that, I just felt like I was there at the wedding. I
Okay.
got what I needed
Yeah.
for the
She's so
wedding.
beautiful.
We got to see
Oh,
the
yeah.
dresses,
Yeah.
both of them. Both
Yeah.
of them had gowns on.
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I know
Yeah.
when they pulled those costumes off for her for the wedding, she just went, oh.
She did too.
Yeah,
She
because
had
I
that.
did it. I was like, ooh.
Those were wonderful.
Yeah.
But I love that he got a happy ending also, because he
Yeah.
deserved it.
Yeah.
You know,
He
because
did.
like all Star Trek characters, the trauma was real. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
full force from beginning to end. And for everybody to get a happy ending, I'm just, and everybody did. I mean, Book got his happy ending.
Yep.
Saru got his happy ending. Cobra and Stamets got their happy ending. I'm just very thankful that the people that we fell in love with
Yeah.
got some happy endings. Because like I said, I that was my really sticking point with Picard. These are people that we grew up with.
Mhm.
Why can't they get happy endings? It's been a long time. You've traumatized this man for the last 32 years,
Yeah.
and you can't give him a happy ending.
Right.
So, but I'm glad somebody
that was
thought it
fun.
was good.
That ending was so ambiguous.
But that's what I'm saying. They all are.
Yeah.
They're all. I'm like,
Well, I think sometimes people can be too clever for themselves.
yeah, oh yeah.
There's
a lot of
this is great. We'll just leave it ambiguous because this will be more for people to think about and they'll be talking about it years later. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
I'm here to tell
Finish
you.
the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
finish the damn story.
There you go. That's it
Like
right there.
sometimes, like
Finish
if
the
you know
story.
your end, there's I felt like that's one thing that Discovery was really good at.
Mhm.
This particular season was they finished stories. They
Finished stories.
closed a lot of holes, as many as they could, right?
Mhm.
Especially without knowing
That
that they were going to be canceled.
Mhm.
And then I love the seeds that we got in passing conversations, like Tilly talking about, it'd be great for you to come as a guest lecturer
Yeah.
or mentor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great,
That's
I
not
should see Michael in the
Right.
Starfleet Academy show.
that was
that-
not
that's
a
what-
throwaway line.
That was
no.
not a throwaway line. And I'm like, that just tells me that I'm gonna see my captain again,
Yeah.
in a different capacity.
Even COVID's talking about Maul.
And Povich being like,
Section
talk-
31.
right? Talking about Maul, exactly. We have other uses for Maul. I'm like, okay, so she's going to section 31.
Yep.
Then he tells Michael to keep the little,
Keep the little
the
red
key,
directive.
the
thing,
red
yeah.
directive thing. And I'm like, okay, so,
And you get to
Listen.
say
mhm.
And then
he is.
Oh, we already talked about that, him
Yeah.
being Daniels.
Oh, we already
Yes,
did?
we did.
Okay.
Yep, you mentioned it, but
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be Sloan, but the timeline didn't.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
Yeah.
Gary Seven.
Right, you said
Yeah,
Gary
right,
Stebbins. I said they already used the travelers, so I said, okay, I was like waiting for him to say he was Sloan
Yeah.
and somehow they threw him forward 900 years, because I wouldn't doubt it, that they could
Right.
do it.
So
But
I'm
it
just
makes so much
gonna
sense.
ask, like, Sabrina, when you heard that he was Daniels, did you like squeak?
He said Daniels, and then he said the thing that really made me scream, from the USS Enterprise. I was like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, and when I saw that,
Well,
when
I actually thought he was gonna say the NX Enterprise,
Enterprise.
NX, right, NX-01 Enterprise, but he was on all the Enterprises.
Yeah.
Right?
He was on
He was on every one, so that made sense.
yeah, so when I heard that, I was like, oh, Sabrina's dying. Sabrina's dying.
I choked. I was like, what? That was
Wait,
crazy.
did
I was like, wow, that was so good, so
It
good.
could
They
be
did a good
anybody
job.
else. It just went over my head. I just thought he was COVID. I didn't. I'm like, oh, he You not going?
I gotta go back now and, because they said they laid the seeds this
Yeah,
season only.
yeah.
But
Right.
They laid
They
the
laid
seeds
the
down. There
seeds
was
a
a thing
little
about the
bit,
paper that he was
Yeah,
talking
and the
about.
paper and stuff.
So I
Yeah.
said, oh man, that was brilliant. I thought that
It was, I think that was brilliant, because I did not see that coming.
No,
I
No,
did not see that
nobody
coming.
did,
Yeah, I didn't
nobody
see that.
did.
I was scared when they started, focusing on the artifacts. I was like, okay, the baseball, the George
Yeah.
visor, like,
Mhm.
okay, what is it
Yeah.
gonna say?
Yeah, I didn't know what was
I was
being
like,
said.
I was like, all of these
I
things.
was
That
like, why does he have
like-
Jordy's visor?
Yeah,
know.
I didn't like that at all. I got cold when that happened. I was like,
Baseball,
oh.
you could get a baseball,
Right,
but
but-
why do you have Jordy's visor?
Right, that seems
was
a
kind
little-
of creepy.
A little macabre.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening here?
It's
Where we're
been in the book
going?
for about 900 years.
You're right.
Well, he wasn't wearing it even, towards later in his
Right,
life.
he
so
wasn't
that's
wearing it
fine.
later either.
Where'd you go find it? Where'd you go
Yeah,
get that?
that's why I was like, you get
Went in
that
the
one.
medical trash can?
Right.
But he may have replicated it for a memory, for a memento.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
He may have.
I doubt it, but
Yeah,
okay.
because his
Yeah.
baseball wasn't autographed.
Right, I mean,
No,
I'm just
it's
saying, like,
baseball.
yeah, but I mean, like, that's a possibility,
Mhm.
you know?
He
I
went
mean,
back before the autographs. and
but
grabbed the baseball.
and they made it seem a little bit more ominous than
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
you
I
know?
know, I was
You know?
scared.
Yeah.
I didn't know what.
I don't really trust him.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I mean, honestly, well, it's not like I trust you or anything.
Right, no.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So,
As soon as he said he didn't need those glasses, I was like,
yeah, when he was
You mean the
missing,
emperor,
oh, I didn't even think about that. He was
Georgia.
wearing glasses.
he was
Yeah.
wearing those glasses, and he said, oh, I don't really need. Did you say that at one point?
Yeah, I don't really
I was like,
think
okay,
that.
I don't trust this man.
I know, right?
No,
Interesting.
no.
Because that takes me back to Lorca,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
you know?
It was all
They
sketchy.
should have made him look smart. That's what he
Yeah.
did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just make.
He's
it
my
look
new
smart.
cosplay though. I think that's a really easy. I'm gonna get a white wig and some big
And
black
some
glasses.
glasses.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I'm gonna get a black suit and walk around like.
I love it, I love
But I'll
it.
tell everybody I'm Daniels.
That's a good one. You gonna leave me hanging? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, I think
Sorry.
Discovery, I'm gonna miss Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna miss talking about Discovery. Well, we
No.
can talk about Discovery forever.
Yeah,
But I am happy to say that Discovery is no longer new Trek.
that's
Yeah.
right.
It is definitely a legacy Trek now. You
Well,
know,
would you really put it in Legacy Trek? I mean, I firmly believe that there's a camp of Legacy Trek. It came before, like, this
Yeah.
is a different era
okay.
of Trek, and of Trek storytelling.
Mhm.
And now we have a new era of Trek storytelling,
Okay.
you know?
All right.
I mean, we could call it
New
the
Era Trek.
New Era Trek or Kurtzman era, or, you know, like,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, I just,
And
Even-
I don't-
Eventually, it's gonna be legacy.
eventually, I mean, like, it's codified
Yes.
and it's canon.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they can never, ever take that away from
Never,
us, you know? And like all these Discovery haters who are out there, first of all, suck it.
Right.
Second of all, like,
that was a nice way to say it.
that does mean being nice, yes. You know, you can't like ever deny Michael Burnham.
No,
You cannot deny this crew. You can't
No.
deny Stamets and Culber. You know, you can't deny
Reese
Blue.
Linus.
Blue and recent,
recently.
what's Blue's character name?
Adira
And Gray.
and Greg, right?
And in
you know.
real life, you cannot deny if it wasn't for Discovery, we wouldn't have all this new Trek.
Oh, definitely.
Exactly. You know, I mean, Discovery
Strange New Worlds,
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
is so important,
all that's new stuff. If
You
it wasn't
know.
for Discovery, it wouldn't be here.
you know, so it's everything. You know, it's like, it's everything. That's why I put on our Twitter posts, you know, yes, I still call it Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I'm sorry. Yeah, what the fuck is X? I'm sorry. You know,
Like National and Reagan Airport.
it's like, thank you. It's like National Airport versus Reagan National. No, I will never call it Reagan. It is always National Airport. Anyway,
Just like the
digress.
Tappan Zee Bridge. Sorry.
yeah, just like the Tappan Zee Bridge.
What is that now? I know.
Well, it's
they don't
called
use
the
it.
Mario It's supposed to be the Mario Cuomo Bridge, but
Oh, really?
nobody in New York calls it that. Even the TV broadcasters don't
They'll
call,
call-
they call it the Tappan Zee.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, because I wouldn't know where we were.
Yeah, Yeah, well, those suckers in DC all flipped and still call it Reagan Airport. Like, no, it's
Mm.
national. Anyway, I put it on Twitter. There's nothing that we can say, like, words fail
Mhm.
to state the importance of this show
Hey,
to us, right? Like, all we can say is thank you,
Mhm.
that as many of you know, Discovery is our origin story. This is SyFy Sistas origin story. We started with Sabrina and Fran meeting each other online, defending Michael Burnham before the show even aired. Coming to the defense of a Black woman in a Black role, in a character, in a role that people did not think she deserved. In a place that they didn't think that we belonged.
That she should be.
Or that we should be, by extension, us.
Yeah.
And then, so this show it really is everything to us. Whether we've had our ups and downs with it. It's been uneven, it's just like every other Trek
Yep.
that has ever existed.
I
There
agree.
is not, okay, DS9 is pretty perfect. It's almost perfect. Just maybe
A
one
little bit off.
a little bit off every once in a while, but other than that, it's almost perfect. Every other track. I know, Alan Moran, that's
Alan
exactly what I was thinking.
But Spock, brain, come on.
Every other track has had ridiculous clunker.
What fuck?
I actually enjoy that episode.
Brain is great. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
It's
Love that
that gun I can't stand.
You see my point? You see my point? Okay, so every other Trek has had clunkers.
Yeah.
And has had things that don't make sense,
Yeah.
or, characters that people didn't actually enjoy, or ways of telling stories that people didn't want to enjoy.
Yeah.
And so the vitriol that Discovery receives
Mhm.
for daring to be different,
Mhm.
daring to go and still be at its heart wholly Trek is just completely undeserved.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
So
We
this
know
it's
that.
why we exist. And we started so we could stand up to this stuff, so we could talk about this, so we could shine and we could love all over. All
Sonequa
over
Martin
this.
Green.
Yes,
love it.
all over Sonequa Martin Green. Let's talk about our captain.
Oh, man.
Ugh.
I don't know. I mean, I loved her since,
Once
what's
Upon
the
a
social
Time.
one? Walking Dead.
Once Upon a Time.
Hmm?
I love this as Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time too,
Yeah.
yes, Once Upon a Time.
Law
She was
and
good, but-
order.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Law and Order, okay.
Law and order.
I did not see that one.
Mm-mm.
That was her first role. When
Yeah.
she was on TV. That was her first TV role.
Oh, I gotta go
Because
find
when
it.
I know, right?
When I
haven't
saw
seen
her,
it either.
I said, that woman looks familiar. And I know because, we don't look alike to each other. We know what's what. So I knew that I had seen her in another role.
The best one.
I knew that I had seen her in this heavy role.
Like to each other.
No, we don't. And I'm like, I know her from, and on this episode, because she was on Law and Order, Criminal Intent,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
okay.
she even kicked ass on that. She was a lacrosse player.
Oh,
and
get
she-
out of here. Oh, I gotta find.
I know, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Okay.
And I'm like, I know her, and I'm like, Law and Order. I picked it up, and when we interviewed her.
Yeah, you talked about it. You
Yeah.
asked about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think she's incredible. I think what she has done for Trek
Mhm.
is I think we don't even know the benefits that
Mhm.
we're gonna reap
I was
from
gonna say that.
her elegance and her
Yep.
grace and
Mhm.
her smarts and her
Mhm.
her leadership and her huge heart,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Like we don't even know, like we always called, Nichelle Nichols, the first lady of Trek.
Mhm.
To me, and she was our
She's our everything.
our everything, right?
I'm a Trekkie today.
And I think, right, and I think that Sonequa is just such a a fitting torchbearer.
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, I feel like there's nobody else who could carry that torch
Yeah.
like her, because I mean, I think at the heart of it, like a lot of the things that make her so special, like the divisions, the small divisions that we have as human beings,
Mhm.
that all of us can get caught up in sometimes.
Yeah.
She continuously rises above those,
Mhm.
continuously.
Yeah.
And brings out the best in people around her.
Yeah.
And like just a moment with her,
Yeah.
you feel like you're the most important person on the face of the earth. I think that's so
You're the only
special.
person that she's talking to at that moment, the only thing that she's thinking about.
Mhm.
And to have gone through all of that hatred, and you know, we saw how much was going on.
Right.
And that wasn't even directed at us.
Right.
Right.
I can't imagine what she went through all the time and never cracked and broke and just said, you know what, forget all of this.
Right.
You know, some other actor may have done or could have done.
Right.
She went on and she's like, I'm gonna carry this torch.
Mhm.
She understood the mission.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know, she did it. She was like, and I know she did it because she was doing it for all the rest of those young little black girls that were 10 years
Yeah.
old coming up behind.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Y'all listen, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Katie Pie.
But you know, everybody, and we interviewed a lot of Discovery folks,
Mhm.
and everybody echoed what you just said about her.
Yes.
Every one of them
Mhm.
echoed what you said.
And everybody on the cruise said the same thing.
Mhm.
Great
saw
love
that.
to everybody.
Everybody does it. And we saw that on the cruise. We saw her turn hardcore disco haters
Mhm.
into at least Saniqua
Saniqua
lovers,
lovers.
at least. And then maybe I'll give it another chance,
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, and that's just from her being who she is,
Who she
Yeah.
is.
naturally, so I feel like she's a woman of great power,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of her power, no matter where people fall on a spiritual line or not, comes from, her deep spiritual
Yes.
practice
Yeah.
and her faith, like, I mean, that's where she gets a lot of her strength from.
Mhm.
And, I'm not saying yay or nay to it. I'm just saying, like, I see it coming from her.
Yeah,
So I
for
see
her,
it
that's
for her. That is
that's her
everything.
everything.
That is her everything. So
Mhm.
I see all that love coming from that core.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a lot of love to do what she's done and be in the position that you're talking, like all the things that she's gone through, and still come out and say, I love you fans, and I love this
Yeah.
franchise.
Right.
And I love
Right.
you as an individual human being. I'm meeting you.
Everyone's mine.
I'm meeting you on a place of respect, even though I know you're not respecting me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
She's a queen.
honestly,
She's
that's
queen.
the true, that is the true nature of what Christianity is supposed to be, which is her faith.
Supposed to be, yeah.
And I think she uses it as an action instead of just, the noun that it is. And I appreciate that, because that's what it's supposed to be. And I think because that is her faith, I think she really shows it genuinely
Mhm.
and what it's supposed to be. Because that's what I teach my girls. You have to do it. It has to be action.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
It's
that
like
with her.
love. Love is an action.
Right.
Love is an action
Exactly.
word,
Exactly.
right.
Craig said it was authentic kindness.
Authentic
Mhm.
kindness, yeah.
Authentic kindness in his interview.
Yeah.
When he was just going on about how much he loved her. So we want to see her produce the disco movie.
We want to see her produce the disco movie,
Yeah.
damn
Now.
Skippy. Yeah.
But I mean, we didn't really talk about Burnham.
Yeah, let's talk about
Sydney.
Burnham.
I
Let's
think
talk
we need
about
to talk about Burnham
Yeah.
and Burnham's journey.
Mhm.
I think the journey, I know they didn't know it was going to end, but when it comes to Burnham's arc, this actually was a really, season 5 without Dakota it was an ending, because she really got to really talk about what she was really dealing with.
Yes.
What it means to be this A-type personality, this always has to save the world,
Yes.
this savior, this saint, saving the universe. How you talk about trauma,
Right.
you are the one that has to save the universe how many times?
Right.
And then she had to really look into herself, like, why are you always doing that? Because Giorgio's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's nobody to really make you look at yourself.
Right.
So she had to really look at herself. And I think that was so compelling where she was still young, because most people don't look at themselves like that until they get like a much
older,
Like Picard,
right.
like Picard's
Right.
like Picard, right.
Mhm.
So Picard could not see how arrogant he was
Right.
or deal with his trauma until he got to a certain age,
Yeah.
which is normal.
Yeah.
But for Burnham to come on that ship, or to be the first officer, or even to go back and watch her parents get slaughtered by Klingons,
Mhm.
have to go live on Vulcan. I mean, can you
Right.
imagine a human kid have to go live on Vulcan?
No.
Of all
Right.
places.
Right. Right.
And then, get on Discovery because she can't go to the Science Academy, and, become a mutineer because she thought she was doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Her captain dies because of her. There's a war because of her, just everything. And then at the end, she goes through this introspective, like, looks into herself, and she really honestly talks about who she is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the things that she needs to change, and I thought that was great, because I don't think we've seen that,
No.
and I was so happy for her, and I think that's why she was able to have that happy ending,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
because she looked into herself and figured it out.
Yeah.
And she had people who loved on her,
Mhm.
and I love that part. I don't think a lot of people talk about that. I think that journey
Yeah.
ended well.
Yeah.
And it was a journey.
It was.
You
It's been
know,
a journey.
And I just love that part. And like, and it goes into the happy ending thing. The happy ending wasn't just her and Book.
No.
Right.
It was that she got
That
to
she-
know
as a
human.
As a human.
She
Right.
got to know who she was. She got to really confront herself
Mhm.
and her
Yes.
demons and her,
That
because
scene in the
she had a
library.
lot, right? She had a lot of demons that she
Yeah.
has to deal with.
And what does she end up telling her son? It's just life itself.
Life is
Yeah.
All like after she went through this
Yeah.
whole
The only
circle.
thing you need is
Came back to
life.
that.
The little things in life are what makes life livable.
Right.
It's funny because you were saying like, the only time, her confronting herself like that. And I what I thought of, we'll go back to Deep Space Nine,
Mhm.
is when Cisco was making that personal log about I can deal with
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And he was going through
Yes.
this whole thing, although he didn't have anybody really to talk to. He was talking to himself, but
Yes.
he was going through why he did all this. How could he do this? Could
Yeah.
he? And it was really reminiscent to me.
Mhm.
That scene with
Yeah.
with Cisco's scene of and then saying like, I can live with it.
Yeah.
Like off, let's go.
Yeah.
Cross that leg and
Yeah.
let's
That's
go.
it. It's done.
But both of them had those moments where they were questioning and came up with an answer that they could deal with.
Mhm.
Talk about self-awareness
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
in its deepest form.
Mhm. Yeah. I would just want people to be able to hear the words that are coming out of your mouth.
No.
Worth hearing.
Awareness in its deepest form.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Wow.
There's a
See what you started?
I just wanted people to be able to hear you,
I know.
Because you back there in the
Because
dark.
you're back there in the dark,
She's
hiding
leaning,
in the
she's
cut.
leaning.
She's leaning in the cut.
Mhm.
That's okay.
I'm okay, they can see me though.
Yeah.
They can hear me, they can see me.
This is true.
Yeah, they can.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a big deal. Like, I think everybody here at the convention is still, talking about the last episode of Discovery. Discovery is definitely on a lot of people's tongues. And I mean, we're at Trek Long Island, so there's a hardcore Discovery fan base here.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
You know,
much so.
which is great. It feels good to be with other Trek fans who
Mhm.
actually have some respect for the show and are not trying to poo-poo it, and even if it's not their favorite Trek,
Mhm.
Right.
they're not,
They don't
they're not
down-
the type, right, they're not trying to
Mhm.
down on it, like it's.
Yeah.
So, but for us, it was important to sit together and
Yeah.
have a conversation about this show that
Yeah.
means so much to us and it coming to an end.
Yeah.
I still hope that one day we get a chance to interview some other people that we haven't had a chance to interview. Like, I would love to have Olatunde on the show,
Yeah.
Sunday, if you're listening,
and we know
You
you are. SyFy Sisters are calling, baby. And I'd love to, even though Gersha didn't work on this last season, you know, the size of it, I'd love to get Gersha Phillips so I could just talk to her and pick her brain because I'm telling you,
Did she go to session
her
31?
her
Mhm. I think so. Yeah,
Her
she did sex.
skills are just
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal. Like that sister is just on point.
First season uniforms are still my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
I think they're everybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Except
so
for-
different.
Yeah, they were so different, but they looked
Except for
good
the
too.
actors, because they said the pants were too tight.
Oh, well, I can
Really?
see that.
Well, they looked great on screen.
They
So
sure did. They look great.
They-
thank you for suffering
Yeah.
for the art.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
We liked it.
you.
And we're
You know, I
food.
mean, and just like all the, you know, anyway, there's a lot of people. There's a lot that I know that we're probably gonna be able to continue talking about Discovery as the time goes on, because you know, I come to new levels of appreciation for the show upon rewatching.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
and I see things, how they're doing things different. I think Discovery will always be remembered for being the most forward thinking about mental health,
Mhm.
Mhm,
you know, in Trek, at least
Yeah.
to this point.
Yeah.
Who knows what's coming down the pipe, right?
Mhm.
You know, and of course, you know, for kicking off all the great truck shows that came after.
Mhm.
That, make no mistake, haters, there would be no Section 31
No, I
movie.
said
There
that.
would be no Strange New Worlds. There would
That's
be
right.
no Lower Decks.
That's right.
None of these things. There would have been no Picard if Discovery had not been successful.
That's for sure.
I mean, Paramount was not going to spend any more money on any damn Trek if Discovery flopped.
That's right.
Understand that, y'all.
It's
So,
a show.
so
We're not-
you're
They
welcome.
were not going after,
You're welcome.
What's his name? Patrick Stewart.
Mm-mm.
If they didn't have a viable show on.
Right.
So, you know,
Mhm.
there was gonna, because Picard was
Well, they
next,
made
right?
money to pay Patrick Stewart through Discovery.
Right, they're still paying him.
Yeah.
It's all show business.
Yeah, right.
Don't
So
forget the
anyway,
business part.
I don't wanna end on a snarky note. I wanna end on a joyful note. And the joyful note, I feel like, is gratitude for everybody who brought this show to life for
Yes.
us. And that's,
Yeah.
and you know, everybody from the people, the talent on screen to everybody behind the scenes and all those people who never get thanked. You know, the second ADs and
Right.
grips,
Grips and
you know,
Yeah.
everybody, all of y'all, like, thanks for making it.
seamstresses.
Right, y'all make,
Whoever lights the pyrotechnics.
Right.
yeah, you know,
The blocks.
so all the,
Who's in
all the
charge of the
makeup,
rock?
all the makeup artists,
Right.
you know,
The
you did
fight
phenomenal job.
coordinator.
Oh, yeah, all the stunt
Yeah,
doubles.
yeah.
Those stunt doubles.
You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, so all of
Thank
you all are amazing. We want to say thank you and we love you,
Yeah.
Do,
you know,
absolutely.
and that's it.
And thank you for being so gracious to us.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
whole, the
Yeah.
entire cast has been extremely gracious to us.
Yeah,
And we appreciate, please don't think we don't appreciate it.
yeah,
Our love for you is extremely genuine and we felt the love back genuinely.
mhm.
So, just thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So much.
You know, this is the first time I've watched every single thing of Star Trek since it ever came out. And this is the first time I felt so emotionally attached to one of the franchises. Even Deep Space Nine, because we didn't really know them at the time when it was being
Yeah.
broadcast.
Mhm.
Like we met people that were on that show much later.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that was great that we did, but when it was on air, we didn't know them.
Mhm.
But to know these people while this was going on
Yeah.
and to meet them and be on cruises with them and meet them at, you know, premieres and red carpets and have them be so gracious, you know, from Anson Mount to Sonequa to all of them doing,
Mhm.
you know, Wilson, Sirach even
Wilson.
helping us, everybody that helped us,
Jane Brooke.
yes, it's
Mhm.
just the whole crew,
Yeah.
the whole Star Trek
All of them.
family. Yeah, and Paramount people. Hi, Lee.
Yeah, so it's a big thank you from the SyFy Sisters, you know. Thanks for Discovery. Thanks for everything.
Mhm.
We love you. And I think that's all we have to say on
Yes.
this show. Yeah. Yeah, we love you and we love you guys too. So thank you so much for sticking with us and for watching and listening and entertaining us and having fun on Facebook and everything. So
Don't forget to hit that like button though,
please hit the like button.
and subscribe if you.
Please
haven't
do that
subscribed.
too. And tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Peace, love, and hair grease. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye from
Take
Truck
care.
Long Island. Can we go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
With that, here we go.
I was counting myself in.
Were you?
I knew she was. I knew she was doing.
I'm like, she was counting herself in.
I think she's counting.
She got the 4 and last one.
This one
I'm like a toddler trying to count.
this one back here.
All together now, ready?
Are we counting? Stupid bitches.
You know, okay.
Just wait. Come on.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give you
No,
five.
no, no,
I'm
give me a
gonna
lot.
give you
Okay.
five.
Okay.
Oh, no, we got to
Okay. All right. Oh my God.